Hi everyone. Today I am going to express you structural aspects of nitrosyl complexes. Iridium ruthenium two complexes are there, which are industrially important. In this, the iridium complex is called as Vasca complex. Vasquez complex, right? And its similar complex is ruthenium. In this all nitrosyl, while we are expressing the structural aspects of nitrosyl complexes, the important thing we have to get is nitrosyl's bonding mode, right? We know that nitrosyl in terminal bonding mode it has two, right? It has two types of terminal bonding mode, that is linear and bent, right? That the special aspect here we have to describe in these two complexes, right? I already given you the complex structure, as in both the nitrosyls are in linear bonding mode only. These, right, how we are defining the linear bonding mode in both the complexes will be expressed in terms of 18 electron rule, right? So especially why we have to have this bonding mode of terminal and bent is nitrosyl is can act as a 3 electron donor and 1 electron donor in a uh, neutral state of nitrosyl. It can be 3 electron donor and 1 electron donor. In nitrosyl 3 electron donor, it donates 5 sigma 2 electrons and 1 pi star 1 electron. All these three, right? Homo 5 sigma 2 electrons, lumos 1 pi star 1 electron. All together it donates 3 electrons to the metal, right? So this is the one, and it can also donate single electron. In some time it donate only one electron, that is from 1 pi star lumosite, right, to the metal, right? Why it has having these two variation is it depends upon the, right, it depends upon the metal requirement, metal orbitals, empty metal orbitals. It depends upon empty metal orbitals. When the complex, in complex formation, nitrosyl complex formation, if the metal has sufficient empty orbital site to accept the 3 electron density, 3 electrons from the nitrosyl, there the nitrosyl will be linear in bonding mode and donates 3 electron. Where the metal, if it is having only one empty site, it can have only one electron empty space to allow the ligand site to donate. In this case the nitrosyl will be will behaves as in single electron donor, and the bonding mode will be in bent. The bonding mode will be in bent. It all depends upon the metal empty orbitals, right? Vacant orbitals in metal side. So once if we consider the above complexes, nitrosyl complexes, let us come with an iridium initially, right? So iridium having nitrosyl and carbonyls like this, and iridium as it is own, it has electron rich metal atom. So all this it confirms that the iridium can easily obey the 18 electron rule. We know that the 18 electron is very favorable in metals having high electron density, and in this complex ligand pi acceptor. Here the metal is high electron dense, and nitrosyl and the carbonyl is that is the ligand sites of pi acceptor. So all this makes that the complex, and this ruthenium complex also having nitrosyl sites, pi acceptor and ruthenium electron rich metal makes that both complexes are ready to obey the 18 electron rule. So getting 18 electron rule and getting stability, which can defines the bonding modes, right? One of the application of 18 electron rule was defines the bonding modes of the ligand site in the complex, right? With that aspect here, let us know the bonding site, right? Bonding mode of the nitrosyl. So iridium, let us coming with an iridium. So iridium, as it is obeying the 18 electron rule, right? The 18 electron count will be 18, right? And that can be equal to number of metals. Number of metal is only 1 in the iridium complex, so 1 into metal valency electrons, right? Neutral method we are going, so we don't bother about the metal ion in the complex, so directly taking considering metal electron density. Iridium is the cobalt group metal, so has 5d 7 6s2 electrons. In total 9 electrons it carry, plus ligand number and ligand donating electrons, right? Here we have 3 different types, 1 2 3 4 different types of ligand sites are there. So considering each one by one after by other, cobalt carbonyl, we know that it can act as a 2 electron donor. The carbonyl is having only one, so 1 into 2, plus chloride, we know that it has only one number and its electron donation capacity is 1, plus, and nitrosyl right now you consider that in an dilemma, in an question, right? Electrons of nitrosyl, right? Electron donation by nitrosyl, plus phosphine, right? Triphenyl phosphine, these are, right? So triphenyl phosphines is can be comparatively, it is amine or ammonia, right? So ammonia, we know that it is 2 electron donor, so these phosphine also 2 electron donors, they are 2 in number, so 2 ligand sites into ligand donation capacity is 2 phosphines, right? So altogether, now go with summary, right? Summarization. So 1 into 9 is 9, plus 1 into 2 is 2, plus 1 into 1 is 1, plus 1 into number of electrons donated by nitrosyl, that is here we are termed as an unknown. 2 into 2 is 4, right? And let us write that known things are one side, unknown things are another side. The number of electrons donated by nitrosyl can be equal to now 18 minus 9 plus 2 is 11, 11 plus 1 is 12, 12 plus 4 is 16, right? One more thing we have left, right? So here the number of plus or minus oxidation state we have to add, no? Here the oxidation state is plus, on coordination sphere it has plus oxidation state, nothing but it lost one electron, right? All the complex lost one electron, nothing but minus 1 we have to consider. So here it is minus 1, so now this plus 1, this minus 1 get in cancel. 9 plus 2 is 11, 11 plus 4 is 15, so 18 minus 15 it comes, and thus equal to 3, right? So which showing that, right, nitrosyl donating electrons are 3, nothing but the nitrosyl should be, right, 3 electron donor in linear bonding mode, right? The Vaska complex has nitrosyl as 3 electron donor, which nothing but iridium of Vaska complex has sufficient empty orbital to accept the 3 electrons from the nitrosyl. So as it is having empty orbitals to sufficient to accept the 3 electron density from the nitrosyl, the nitrosyl can act as a 3 electron donor and has the bonding mode of linear, where the iridium nitrogen oxygen bond angle will be 180. Right, this bond angle is 180 degrees. Right, that's how. Right, Vaska complex. The Vaska complex can be termed as, right, having IUPAC name, terming as IUPAC name, carbonyl chloro nitrosyl triphenyl phosphine iridium 2 ion. Right, iridium 2 ion. Coming to ruthenium complex nomenclature, it would be chloro dinitrosyl ditriphenyl phosphine ruthenium 2 ion. Right, so here it confirms that the calculation of 18 electron count, it confirms that Vasta complex iridium complex, right, has nitrosyl in linear bonding mode, and it is an 3 electron donor. Right, same to that in terms of ruthenium complex. Right, again I said that ruthenium having nitrosyl sites of pi acceptor sites, this can also be obey the 18 electron rule, so its 18 electron count can be equal to 18. That can be equal to, right, number of metals into metal electron density. So number of metals, only one ruthenium is there, and into ruthenium electron density, outermost electron configuration, outer valence electrons are, ruthenium is an iron group metal. So iron group metals will have D6s2 electronic configuration. Here will thus it has 8 electrons plus ligands, number of ligands into ligand donating electrons. So here initially going with chlorine is only 1 in the ruthenium complex, and that into chlorine donating electrons are 1, plus coming to nitrosyls, there are 2 nitrosyls here, and their electron donation capacity, let us have question mark, donating electrons of nitrosyl, plus 2 phosphine sites are there, triphenyl phosphine sites. So 2 into phosphine is 2 electron donor, so 2 into 2, plus or minus oxidation state, where this ruthenium also having positive charge on coordination sphere, nothing but it have to subtract 1 electron. Right, plus 1 it has, so far minus 1 we have to do. Right, so altogether summarization, 1 into 8 is 8, plus 1 into 1 is 1, plus 2 into donating electrons of nitrosyl, plus 2 into 2 is 4, minus 1. Right, so again plus 1 minus 1 get cancelled. Now nitrosyl donating, 2 into nitrosyl donating electrons is equal to, right, known side as one side, unknown sides are one side. If we write, it could be 2 into nitrosyl donating electrons equal to 18 minus, right, 8 plus 2 is 10, 10 plus 4 is 14, 10 plus 4 is 14. no, this is 2 into donating electrons, so 8 plus 4 is 12 only, right? So 18 minus 12, it equal to 6. 2 nitrosyls are 6, nothing but 1 nitrosyl donating electrons are 3. So nothing but both the nitrosyl in ruthenium complex are 3 electron donors and linear bonding mode, right? So like this, the nitrosyl donation capacity and its bonding mode we can confirm, right? With all aspects, the ruthenium and iridium complex has nitrosyls in linear bonding mode. And the structural aspects, when we discuss, that's the one of the point of structural aspects. Structure, when we discuss, both are 5 coordination sites, 5 coordination complexes, so they has square pyramidal geometry. In this, iridium complex has one of the nitrosyl in the top of the square plane, right? Has angle of iridium nitrogen oxygen of 180, has it is in linear bonding mode. And the bond lengths of nitrosyl, nitrogen to oxygen, 116 picometers, and ruthenium to nitrogen bond lengths are 197 picometers. When it come to ruthenium complex has 2 nitrosyls, in which one will be above the square plane and one in the plane, one in square plane, one it will be above the square plane, right? That's how the square planar that's how the structure it is defined in ruthenium complex, right? Square pyramidal geometry. And here the nitrogen ruthenium nitrogen oxygen bond also 180 in angle, right? Because of nitrosyl in an linear bonding mode. And the bond lengths, if we discuss, nitrogen to oxygen is 116.2 picometers, 116.1 picometer, and ruthenium to nitrogen bonding is 197.2 picometers, right? That's how all the structural aspects of the ruthenium and iridium complexes, right? Now, considering same structural aspects for one more complex, that is cobalt complex, and here it has one of the special character, right? And this character is stereochemical control of valency. Stereochemical control of valency. Right. One of the special characters in nitrosyl complexes that we are going to discuss now, stereochemical control of valency. Here, before going into the topic, let us know the exact meaning of the title. Stereochemistry, right? Stereochemical, nothing but it is an stereochemistry. Stereochemistry, we know that it is a study of uh, elements arrangement in a molecule, right? It is a study of atom arrangement in a molecule structure, right? In a structure, how the atoms are arranged will be defined as stereochemistry, right? When we going with one of the structural aspects of ammonia, let us consider ammonia and its atom arrangements, its stereochemistry, if you want to define, right? It has an pyramidal shape where top of the pyramidal occupied by the nitrogen site, right? And all 3 donor corner sites will be occupied by 3 hydrogens, right? Such expression of electron arrangement in a structure, right, in a atom arrangement in a structure, right, will be known as stereochemistry. Like thus, here we will discuss the ligand arrangement, metal arrangement in the complexes, right? The complex stereochemistry here we are discussing. So in the complexes we know that there will be metals and ligands, and how does the metals, how does the ligands are arranged, right? In this ligand sites, the atom arrangement, how it defined it, right? Is there any structural changes are happening? That's all will be going to studied, and that's known as stereochemistry of the complexes. And thus stereochemistry of the complexes here in the specified nitrosyl complex, where it controls the stereochemistry was controlled by the valency, right? So how does the stereochemistry was controlled by the valency? Well, let us discuss, right? So to this we have an cobalt nitrosyl complex, cobalt nitrosyl complex. Bis diars nitrosyl cobalt 2 complex, cobalt 2 complex, right? Here this ligand site is called as diars, where it is an similar to diene, right? Diene, triene, like this, right? So in diene, triene, what would be there? There are amine sites which are linked with an methylene bridges, right? Here also same. Here arsine hydride were linked with methylene bridges is diars, right? So the complex is bis diars bisdiarsenic nitrosyl cobalt 2 ion, cobalt 2 ion, right? So this complex, when it is reacting with thiocyanide ligand site, thiocyanide, the complex was changed its structure from near square pyramidal to octahedral. And the nitrosyl stereochemistry was changed, right? The atomic arrangement in nitrosyl here is in a linear from cobalt, nitrogen, oxygen, whereas in after uh, attack of thiocyanate, the cobalt, nitrogen, oxygen was angular. It is linear, right? Thus change in stereochemistry was taken place. This change can expressed or explained in terms of valency electron density of cobalt, or cobalt electron density can explain the change of nitrosyl stereochemistry from linear to angular or linear to bent after the thiocyanate ligand attack. as they are again electron rich metal site, having electron rich metal site, right, and nitrosyl pi acceptor ligand, the complexes, right, in both side are very feasible to obey the 18 electron rule. So as once they obey the 18 electron rule, right, cobalt having single metal, cobalt complex in both having single metal will have 18 electron count is equal to 18, and that 18 can be equal to 1 into 1 is one metal is only 1, so 1 into valence electron density of cobalt is 1, so 1 into 9 is 9 plus uh, the electron density from the diars ligands are, right, each diars can be 4 donate to 4 electrons by the two electrons from the nitro arsenic hydride sites, right, so it is 8 electrons, and 1 into nitrosyl donating electrons, and plus or minus oxidation state, having plus oxidation state on coordination pair, we have to subtract 2, so there in total 9 plus 8 is 17, 17 minus 2 is 15 plus nitrosyl donating electrons, right. So here number of electrons donated by nitrosyl can be 18 minus 15, so thus it equal to 3. So when this nitrosyl is 3 electron donor, it could be linear bonding mode. It shows the linear bonding mode. Same that in the product complex, product cobalt site, right, 18 can be equal to 1 into, right, cobalt electron density 9 plus ligand sites into their electron donation capacity. Diars are 2 and their electron donation capacity is 4 plus thiocyanide is 1, its electron donation capacity is 1 plus nitrosyl is 1 and its electron donation capacity, let us have question mark electrons of nitrosyl there, and minus plus or minus oxidation state. Here the oxidation state on this particular complex is plus 1, so we have to subtract minus 1, right, from the electron count. So now summarizing this, 1 into 9 is 9 plus 2 into 4 is 8 plus 1 into 1 is 1 plus electrons of nitrosyl minus 1, right. So here plus 1 minus 1 get in cancel, and let us write the unknown things one side, known things are another side. Nitrosyl donating electrons can be equal to 18 minus, right, 8 plus 9 plus 8, it is 17, so 18 minus 17, so it equal to 1. So here in this particular complex the nitrosyl become 1 electron donor and bent in bonding mode, right. So this particular change of linear bonding mode to bent bonding mode was organized by the attack of thiocyanide. This attack of thiocyanide, right, and this could be reversible reaction, it is, right. Once it is attacking, the linear nitrosyl becomes bent, and from the octahedral complexation coordination complex, right, when thiocyanide leaves, it will become square, approximate square pyramidal, and where the nitrosyl bent mode will become linear, right. This change in structure, right, is known as stereochemical control of valency. Why it has to be said as control, stereochemistry change is controlled by the valency is, right, in the first complex, the cobalt, right, before in absence of nitrosyl, it would be 9 plus 8, right, 9 plus 8 minus 2, it has the 15 electron density, 15 electron density, right, and thus 15 electron density is requires 3 electrons, where having such complexation having a 15 electron density, nothing but metal is has an empty space, right, sufficient empty space to accept the 3 electron density from the ligand side. There the nitrosyl ligand donates 3 electrons and links in a linear bonding mode, right, and that's how the linear shape of the bonding is taking place. Linear stereochemistry is existed. uh, thus complex, when it is attacked by the thiocyanide, right, thus thiocyanide, as it is ligand, it donate a pair of electron, right, thus pair of electrons, right, once it is reached towards the cobalt side, cobalt metal, right, in addition to nitrosyl linear bonding mode, when it is thiocyanide attacks, right, the cobalt will becomes more electron rich, and its 18 electron density will be overloaded with 2 more electrons, and it becomes 20 electron density, where the cobalt will becomes unstable, right, high electron rich becomes feels high electron rich and become unstable. To get stability of such in stage, right, the cobalts forcefully back a electron density of nitrosyl into nitrogen, nitrosyl, right, it back donates the electron density from the cobalt to nitrosyl, where when it donates the back 2 electron towards the nitrosyl, cobalt to nitrosyl, right, nitrosyl become single electron. Once it is getting single electron, the bonding mode changes from linear to bent. There is an angle, it generates some angle between angle in an cobalt nitrogen oxygen, right, it is less than 180, right, such change it happens, right. Once in this particular complex, when thiocyanate leaves from the site of cobalt complex, right, there again the cobalt will become, right, the in absence of cobalt, in absence of thiocyanate, this particular complexation will be becomes 16 electron valence, right, cobalt central metal cobalt will be has 16 electron density once thiocyanate leaves, right. So thus thiocyanate again, thus cobalt again requires 2 more electrons to get stability. Thus two more electrons cannot be given by the arsenyl sites, and there is ready availability of nitrosyl will do 2 electron donation, and that shifts the angular bonding mode from the angular bonding mode to linear bonding mode, and donates 3 electrons, and it will become linear bonding mode, right. This particular change in structural aspect is depends upon the metal valency, electron density, right. That's how it termed, the whole concept is termed as a stereochemical control of valency, right. So this is how the structural aspects of nitrosyl complexes. Hope these videos are helpful in learning, right. Thank you.